The twin suns of Varalon cast long streaks of gold and violet across the training grounds of the Iron Crest Legion. Warriors of many worlds gathered there, sharpening their blades, tuning their armor seals, and practicing moves that had taken decades to master. Among them stood Ryla, one of the strongest warriors in the region. Her presence alone made recruits straighten their backs. She towered over most beings, her armored plates gleaming, her expression sharp with confidence. Strength defined her life. Victory was her language dot, so when she heard the rumor that a human had been assigned to her unit, she dismissed it at once. Humans were small. Humans were fragile. Humans were famous for quick thinking, but not for enduring a true fight. They broke easily. Ryla had never met one who could last more than a few seconds in a real duel, but the rumor refused to die. Whispers spread like sparks in dry grass. Some said the human was a diplomat. Others claimed he was a scout with strange skills. A few even joked he was probably lost and ended up in the wrong sector. Then the gates opened, and the human walked in. His name was Adrien. He wore light armor, simple and plain compared to the heavy plates used by the Legion. His steps were steady. His eyes scanned the area with focus, but without fear. He did not look impressive. He did not look like someone who could lift a Legion training shield. Ryla watched him from a distance, arms crossed. Unable to understand why command had sent him, the unit gathered for introductions. The commander, a stern figure with a metallic crest on her helmet, motioned for silence. She introduced Adrien as a strategic specialist assigned to assist the unit in upcoming missions. Some warriors exchanged confused looks. Others barely hid their amusement. Ryla stepped forward with a small, sharp grin. She respected strength above all else, and she had no respect to give here. She addressed the commander first, then turned to Adrien. She spoke calmly, but her voice carried weight across the open field. She declared that if he was to be part of their unit, he had to prove he deserved it. It was tradition. A duel. Not to the death. Not to injury. Just enough to show skill and resolve. Adrien's answer surprised everyone. He accepted without hesitation. The training grounds quieted. Even recruits stopped practicing. No one refused Ryla's challenge, but no one expected a human to accept. The circle was marked. A wide ring in the dust. Ryla entered with her training blade, a heavy weapon that required strength to wield. Adrien stepped inside with only a slim practice staff. Ryla studied him. His posture was balanced, his breathing calm. He looked ready, but appearances could not hide the truth. Humans were not built for power. This duel would be over fast. The commander signaled the start. Ryla moved first, powerful and controlled. Her swing sent a shockwave of dust rising from the ground. She expected the human to dodge too late or block too weakly. Instead, he shifted, almost as if he had seen the move before it began. Her blade passed through empty air. She blinked. That had never happened. She attacked again, faster, stronger. A cut from above. A sweep from the side. Each move refined by years of training. Yet the human responded with ease. He stepped away from danger by the smallest margins, like he knew exactly how far her reach extended. His staff tapped her armor once, twice, barely noticeable but undeniably precise. Ryla's pride pushed her harder. The air cracked as she launched a full combination. Her blade flashed in controlled arcs. Warriors around the circle murmured. They had seen Ryla fight many times. She was not holding back. She was pushing toward her limit. But Adrien moved with a different rhythm. He did not overpower her. He did not meet her strength with strength. He flowed. His movements were light, almost gentle, but effective in a way she had never seen. His focus was complete. His timing flawless. Ryla halted for a breath, staring at him across the circle. The sand settled. For the first time, she felt something unfamiliar. Confusion. She demanded he explain himself. How did a human move like that? Adrien answered simply. He had trained for many years. Not in heavy armor. Not with brute strength. He learned how to read motion. How to find openings. How to use speed and precision instead of power. Rayla gripped her blade tighter. She refused to accept defeat. She launched forward with a final strike, a move so forceful that even veteran warriors stepped back from the edge of the circle. The blade roared through the air. Adrien's response came in an instant. He stepped inside her guard, tapped her wrist with the end of his staff, and placed the other end against her chest plate before she could complete the swing. The duel was over. A silent wave swept over the training field. Rayla froze. No warrior had ever turned her strongest attack against her so effortlessly. The commander declared the result. Adrien had won the duel. Rayla lowered her blade slowly. She was not angry. She was astonished. She had expected weakness and found something entirely different. She approached Adrien and bowed her head slightly in respect. He returned the gesture, calm and modest. Word of the duel spread through the base within hours. Some did not believe it. Others demanded to see a demonstration. Adrien did not boast. He trained quietly each day, practicing movements that looked simple until someone tried to copy them and failed. Rayla watched him often. Curiosity grew into respect. Respect grew into something deeper. She began asking questions about his training and about humans in general. He explained that humans adapted fast. They learned under pressure. Their bodies were not the strongest, but their will and creativity made them formidable in ways other species did not expect. Rayla realized she had underestimated an entire species. She had assumed strength meant muscle and armor. Adrien showed that strength could also be control, speed, focus, and resilience. Soon, the unit received orders for a mission near the edge of the frontier, a dangerous region where raider bands attacked trade routes. The Legion was tasked with protecting a convoy carrying medical supplies. The journey would be long and risky. Adrien joined the planning immediately. He mapped possible ambush points, predicted raider patterns, and suggested routes that were safer even if longer. Rayla found herself siding with his logic more than once. The commander approved his strategies. The convoy departed at dawn. Ships glided through the star-lit void. The crew remained alert. Adrien stood near the tactical display while Rayla monitored the scanners. The first attack came without warning. Raiders emerged from behind an asteroid cluster, their ships darting forward like hungry beasts. The convoy shook as energy blasts struck the shields. Rayla ordered defensive positions. Warriors rushed to stations. Adrien moved to the weapons controls and began directing fire with precise coordination. His voice remained steady, even as alarms echoed through the decks. He called out enemy positions faster than the sensors could update. Rayla noticed his mind worked with the same sharp timing he had shown in the duel. Calm under pressure. Clear in chaos. Focused when others faltered. The raiders attempted to flank the convoy, but Adrien had predicted the maneuver. He instructed the pilot to angle the ship at a specific point between the attackers. The move disrupted the raiders' formation. Rayla and the crew seized the opening. Their return fire scattered the enemy ships. The first wave retreated, but a second wave arrived, larger and faster. The convoy was outnumbered. Rayla felt a familiar fire rising in her chest. She prepared for the fiercest fight of her life. Adrien studied the raider formation and spoke with urgency. He explained that the raiders were relying on numbers and speed, but lacked coordination. If the convoy shifted into a crescent pattern, they could force the raiders into a narrow line where only a few ships could attack at once. The commander approved. The convoy moved into formation. The raiders lunged forward. But now their numbers worked against them. Their ships crowded each other, unable to maneuver freely. Ryla led the counterattack. The Legion fighters struck with precision. The battle turned. Adrien's strategy held firm. Ryla's strength carried the front line. Together they pushed the raiders into a full retreat. When the final enemy ship vanished into the void, cheers rose across the convoy. Ryla glanced at Adrien. He leaned against the console, breathing hard but smiling slightly. Not a victorious grin, a relieved one. He did not fight for glory. He fought to protect lives. The mission succeeded. The convoy reached its destination safely. The crew celebrated their victory. Ryla found herself thinking back to the duel, the moment Adrien had placed his staff against her chest plate. That same gentle precision had saved hundreds of lives today. Later, as the sun set over the base once more, Ryla approached Adrien on the quiet training grounds. She thanked him for his part in the victory. Adrien thanked her for trusting him. They stood in silence for a moment, the sky above glowing with the colors of Varalon. Ryla told him something she had never told another being. She admitted that she had judged him wrongly. She had looked at him and seen weakness. She had expected fragility. But he had shown her something far different. Adrien responded simply. Humans were often underestimated. But that was not a disadvantage. It was an opportunity to demonstrate what they truly were. Ryla nodded. She understood now why so many stories spoke of humans rising above expectations. Not because they were the strongest, not because they were the fastest, but because they refused to break. They adapted. They endured. They overcame challenges with a spirit that burned.